Hello, Linda here from Barlates Body Blitz. Dumpling having some snacks, Minnie on the sofa, and Yoda's up on the scratch tower, so he's going to make his way down any moment now, I assume, because I did pour some snacks into his container. We are doing another time-efficient workout today. It's going to be a mellow mat workout, and the reason it's mellow is because I didn't have much sleep over the weekend. I went to a camping music festival and I'm still recovering from that. So I've decided to tone things down a little bit, but as always, if you want to, you can just put on some light ankle weights, maybe a resistance loop above the knees to make it a little bit tougher. So we're going to do 50-second intervals today, 10 seconds of rest, and we're just going to go all the way through for about 20 minutes, and most of it is lower body. So I want you to get started leaning back on your elbows, and the very first exercise is going to be bring your leg up, twist your knee to the front, back in line and down, and we're staying on the one side. Okay, so that's your first exercise, and if you don't like being propped up like this, you can definitely lay all the way down or even sit up more and put your hands on the ground. So twist your entire leg to the front. So imagine that you're rotating from your hip up, rotate to the front and back down. So make sure that you're pushing out of your shoulder blades and your neck is long, just looking up at the ceiling in front of you. Rotate, really super straight leg, and come up as high as you can. If you can't come up all the way in line with your hip, maybe you're here, rotate and down. Keep breathing. Don't worry, we're going to be changing positions quite frequently. We're just doing that to the other side. So not really doing too many exercises in a row on one side today. So it's up, rotate to the back, in line and down. We're going to be doing some flexed feet exercises and some with pointed toes. So just try and make sure that you either flex or point how I am doing it, because there is method in my madness. There's reasons why we're pointing and flexing, just hitting the muscle groups slightly differently. And down, up and out, and down. We're going to lay all the way down next, giving our neck a bit of a rest. So I'm just going to move my timer, lay all the way down. This time I want you to bring your legs up. I want you to flex your feet, arms to the side. You're going to point, come down, come up, flex, bend, extend. Point the other leg, come down, come up, flex, bend, extend. Point and down, up and flex, bend, extend. Now Yoda is eating Minnie's crunchies. Not Minnie's crunchies, Dumpling's crunchies, because she got spooked by something, or maybe there was a bird outside and she didn't even finish them. Point down and up, flex, bend, extend on a slight angle. Once again, really making sure you are straightening behind the knee. Bend, extend, last time. Bend, extend. My head is in the sun, so I'm just going to move. We're staying down here. We're going to keep our legs flexed, and we're just going to bend, extend lower, bend, extend higher. Now, if you are finding that you've got a gap underneath your back, you want to put your hands behind your head and slightly lift your shoulders. That will help you to round your back into the mat. And it also engages your abs. So win-win. And up. Keep your feet flexed, in, extend lower. And if you can't extend lower, then just extend up. Bend, extend over and over. In, extend. So some abs along with inner thighs here. In, extend, nice job. Okay, so now sit up again. We're coming into a position with our fingertips facing our hips, and you want to draw in and up, down and up. Bend and extend, straight leg up and down. Bend and extend, straight leg up and down. Now, if you prefer to be down here, if you're finding it's crunching a little bit too much, you can do that, and you could even lay all the way down. So I'm just giving you options. This one here, sitting like this, is definitely a little bit more hip flexor focused. Extend and tap. In and extend, and you don't have to extend all the way up high like me. If you can't get it up vertically or 90 degrees, maybe you're just here and up. Keep breathing. Nice job. If you need to come out of it, shake your legs a little bit, you can. We're doing that to the other side. So we're coming in and up, and then straight leg, little halfway up, in and up, straight leg. Now also focus on keeping your elbows facing to the back. Don't let them flare to the side. That's going to make sure you're engaging your triceps. May as well use those arms while we can. Sometimes isometrically holding the arms while you're moving your legs is work, right? It's actually harder sometimes to do isometric holds than it is to move. So really squeeze your arms, flex them, push your palms into the mat. Breathe and up, in and up, and up, and that's it. Now we're going into a side laying position. So I'm going to use the leg that I didn't just use first. And all we're going to do is come into a beautiful clamshell position, up and down. So you've got options here once again. Maybe you're up on your elbow like me, pushing your ribcage away from the mat, keeping your hips as stacked as possible. Or maybe you're down here and you are taking the abs out of it a little bit more and really just focusing on pushing that knee up to the ceiling. Up to you what you feel like doing today. It is meant to be a mellow mat, so you choose. But you must really try to open up that knee as high up to the ceiling as possible. And if you're up here, no slouching, and down. Keeping that bottom leg really stable will help you to really engage the underneath or the outer thigh of that bottom leg. Now we're going to stay here. We're going to bring the knee into the shoulder and extend. So I want you to try and stay in that open clamshell position. So my knee stays up to the ceiling the whole time, as high up as you can, but I'm keeping my chest to the front. And you can even let your toes touch, knee in, toes touch, extend. Knee in and extend. Deep breaths. That lower leg is really starting to feel this. In and extend. Come on. If it's really too much, you can put that leg down like this, but keep that top leg up and extend. In and extend. Now we're going to flex the foot and we're going to do a rainbow, but keep this foot up. We're going to rainbow front and we're going to rainbow back. I'm keeping my foot flexed and I'm bringing the entire side of my foot down. If you can't come all the way to the front, maybe you're just keeping your rainbow smaller, maybe here. Maybe you're putting that other foot down, but if you can, keep it up. It's acting, number one, as a marker, so you're going above that foot each time. And number two, you're working the lower body, right? You're working the lower leg just as much by holding that up. It's really starting to burn. Make sure you're not slouching, tummy's in, forward and back. Come on. We're putting that lower leg down in a second because I know it's starting to burn. Okay, so now we can all come down here, yay. And we're going to keep that leg up, we're going to keep our foot flexed, and we're just going to do circles. So make sure there's a nice distance between your legs and your kneecap is to the front, and just circle around and back, around and back. Come on. Really stick straight leg behind that knee, around and back. Breathing. You can slow it down and make it larger if you like. This is actually a really good burn right now. We're just going to do some inner thigh raises on the other side, and then we're going to switch it up and do all those exercises to the other leg. Okay, come back up if you like, and we're just doing inner thigh raises. On an angle, heel is up, knee is turned down, push out of that shoulder, and it's up and down. I'm not coming all the way down, I'm coming high, high, high up, and then just coming down a bit. Really try to turn your heel to the ceiling as much as possible. And breathe. I'm up on my back tippy toe to create more instability, but if you don't want to, just keep it flat. And if this position isn't working for you, you can even put your top leg over the top of the other one, but just make sure you're feeling this inner thigh here engaging. And up, and up. Come on. Breathe. One more exercise this side and we're done with this side. So can you bring both of them in line and then draw the bottom leg up and in. In and up. Now, of course, if holding that top leg in this position isn't working for you, you can just put it down and just bend, extend the bottom leg. Now, holding in this position, trying to keep your hips stacked, you are also working your obliques on that top side and your obliques on the bottom side if you're pushing away from the floor. Deep breaths. We're flipping after this one and we're doing those clamshells starting from the top. Really extend your toes and point, point, point. Straightening both legs. For 3, 2, and 1. So flip it. Get yourself back into position. Were you up or were you down? Lift up those calves. Push this hand into the mat and start by just bringing the knee high up to that ceiling. Keeping the bottom leg as still as possible, just lightly pivoting on that toe and thinking about your obliques. So you're really trying to push away from the mat, long neck, slow and controlled. This is more about slow and pushing up than going through the reps too fast and missing the form. Keep breathing. If you're really focusing on flexing everything, including your abs, you're getting so much more work. It's an isometric hold for the rest of your body. We're staying in this position, bringing the knee in and extending. So grazing your toes together and extending, trying to keep your knee up to the ceiling. Isometric hold for that bottom leg. Try not to drop it. That's why I'm touching my toes as I'm grazing past, so that I know I'm not dropping that bottom leg. Unless you really need to. If you really need to, then put it down, maybe just for a few reps, and pick it back up. You're stronger than you think, people. In and extend. And one thing I want to encourage you is that if you ever have event on, or just like something that comes up where you're not sleeping very well, you think that it's best not to exercise because you're thinking it's going to take away even more energy. I promise you that's not the case. Flex your foot, rainbow front, rainbow back, keeping this leg exactly where it is, tapping down the entire side of my foot. So, how's that bottom leg doing? My outer thigh is really starting to talk to me. Slow and controlled. Over and front, over and back. I always feel more energized if I keep moving even when I'm tired. And I'm not talking about a really crazy workout that's going to leave you fatigued. I'm talking about light movement like this, like some walking or some stretching, even dynamic stretching, anything like that that gets your circulation going really helps me when I'm feeling tired. Okay, definitely felt that. So coming down, we're going to extend that leg, flex the foot, and we're going to circle to the back, and we're going to circle a little bit faster, keeping a gap between the thighs if you can. So the higher up you are with your kneecap to the front of the room, the more you're going to feel this outer thigh, outer booty, outer hip situation. Around and around. Keep breathing. Big circles. You're leading with your heel. Coming back up for some inner thighs next. So coming up, knee down, heel up. You are slightly, imagine if you had a yoga mat, you're at the front of the mat with that foot on an angle, and you're coming up and down. So you're starting off the mat and you're coming up higher. Back heel is elevated if you want that instability. And up. Make sure you're not slouching, tummies are in. Come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you've got the option of just doing bend, extend, or both legs are out to the side, bend, extend. Drawing that toe on the inside of that top leg, extending both legs nice and straight. Thinking about your abs here too. Definitely feeling that top leg, just holding it there. We're going back onto our elbows next for the last couple of exercises. Just breathe. And 1, do my timer again. Back onto our elbows, legs up into the air. We're going to come out, we're going to flex in, extend, and up. So point the toes down, flex the feet, come in like a white froggy, and up. If you want to, you can come down here, and that is going to engage your upper abs. So lift your shoulders. In, extend, and up. Down, point, flex in, extend, point up. Opening through the hips a little bit here as well by really letting your legs drop to the lowest point. Okay, last exercise. We're going to turn our feet out and leave them flexed. We're going to point up like a little semicircle, come down. You can lay all the way down here. So flex, then point, little circle up, little circle flex down. Point and up, point and flex down. Point and up, point and flex down. If you want to make it more unstable, you can bring your arms up, point and up, point and flex down. So really try to anchor your glutes. And don't worry if you get confused with the pointing and the flexing. I'm getting confused as well. It's just up and down with this little circle to the side. And this is the last one. Amazing job, guys. How was that? It was definitely mellow, right? Did you enjoy it though, nonetheless? I mean, if you were wearing ankle weights, I would say that you definitely would have still felt a bit of a burn, especially in the sideline position where we did a bunch of exercises all in one go. But it was definitely not anything that spiked the heart rate. So if you are having a low energy day, it's perfect for that. Or it's also perfect as an add-on if you were to do a more energetic workout and you wanted to finish off by a lengthening as well as strengthening session. This is definitely a good one. So just bounce those knees, opening through the hips. So definitely predominantly lower body today, but we did do quite a lot of isometric holds in various positions that really engaged your core and your arms as well. So you don't always have to think about working the arms or the core with specific exercises. We're so used to thinking, I have to do crunches, I have to do bicep curls, right? But that's not the case. You can actually work your body isometrically, and it's been proven that your strength can increase more through isometric exercises or quicker through isometric exercises than if you are using movement. So don't think it's nothing. It's definitely something. And sometimes it creeps up on you. Just bring your knee in. Sometimes the next day you're sore in the areas that you didn't actually move much. So it shows you how much your body is bracing. And other leg in. Just a quick stretch. I feel like a lot of those movements were very lengthening. We really stretched out, pointing those toes. So you don't need a huge amount of elongation after that. Just come into seated position and stretch over the side body. And just stretch behind, lift up, and then rotate. Another side. And that is it. Time efficient, mellow mat. Hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did, and I will be back with another one very soon. Bye for now.